Well, good morning and welcome to a live day here at Tuesday. It is, I was going to say I remember the date, but I can't remember the date. It is Tuesday though, it is Crafters TV, and we are kick-starting things in real style because I'm super excited about this show. This, of course, is Wake Up Call. Good morning. For anybody that doesn't know, my name is Debbie Robinson, and yes, I know what you're thinking. I'm usually over that side. However, we've let Benjamin, my TV hubster, have a couple of weeks off and he's on his jollies. He's having a little bit of a break. So that means you get to see a fair few faces on this side, which I'm really excited for. And I'm more excited because I cannot tell you how excited I am to have this gentleman in the studio with us. And not just for the one show, but for two shows. So we've got an hour here with Wake Up Call. But then we've got our craft house, and today's special guest is a personal favourite of mine and one that I'd been wanting to get up here for the longest time. And yeah, I am super excited because it is, of course, the lovely Josh Griffiths from Josh Griffiths Studio. Good morning, Josh.
Hello, good morning. Yeah, I remember you speaking to me at the NEC.
Yes,
actually.
I did.
Yeah, that was when you first said, you know, come on the show.
I made a beeline. I was straight there. I was like, Josh, have you ever considered, would you like to come? And then that sort of set the ball rolling, and I am super excited. And I will just tell you right now, guys, and we'll talk to Josh just a little bit more in a second, but I'm super excited because he's bringing back something as well that is an extension of what he brought the first time round when he worked with our lovely Ben. So we're going to get into those details in a moment. But as, of course, it is the start of a new day here at Crafters TV. We've got all the team in the background. We've got George, who's running the Good Ship TV today. Jake's in the background. We've got Jamie, who will be doing all those close-up shots. On socials, because this is live and interactive, we've got our lovely Radical Rachel, or our lovely Rachel, who is a massive fan of Josh's as well, and she's been sending pictures over into the I'm a Crafter's Companion group that you must go and check out from the last set of stamps that he brought here to Crafters TV, and I'm so excited. I can't tell you. I'm going to be like a giddy kipper throughout all of these next 3 hours with this first hour, and then we've got a 2-hour craft house at 2 p.m. So yes, we're not alone, but we are going to get a few things out of the way. Now, we did start the week with a massive warehouse clearance, which is continuing. You can go over to the website, you can go and check out all the deals that are on there, and word has it, there may be new things added soon. That's all I'm going to say. Say no more on that. £1, $1 items that literally set our website into meltdown yesterday. Rightly so, because where else can you get items for £1 and $1? We've never done the likes of it before. We're probably never going to do it again. I'm just going to put it out there. But that is continuing throughout the week, and new lines are being added the all time. So that little bit is out of the way. So what is it that we've got? Well, I'm going to talk about the Showstopper because I want you to get ahead of that game and go and shop over on the website right now for Josh's fabulous stamps, and we'll go in more detail in a second as well. These are all tariff-free deals as well, and the Showstopper is for all four that you can see at the side of me, which is the Beyond Stamping Evergreen Sentiment stamp set, the Storybook Animals stamp set, the new Can't Stand Still, I can't wait for you to see these, stamp set 1 and stamp set 2. So it's 4 stamp sets for the price that you're seeing on the screen at £70 and $99. Now, there are other options as well that you'll see over on the website. We've got a duo of just the Can't Stand Still stamp sets. I can't believe I got that out right, clearly. But yeah, there is the duo set that you can head over and go and have a little look at as well, which we'll go into more detail as the show goes on. But yes, we've got lots of things going off. But first things first, I am aware that some people may have missed that first show with our lovely Josh and may not be aware of what Josh does. I do, because I've known Josh for the longest time and been a massive fan of what he creates with his stamp sets. But can we delve into a little bit of a getting to know you, Josh?
Yeah,
because,
of course.
you know, can you give us a little bit of history of where you started, what you've been doing?
Yeah, I mean, so I was a primary school teacher. That was what I did like ages ago, years ago now. The main thing I loved about that was the illustrations in the children's books. I've always been into drawing, not the most academic of people. So in school, in primary school and high school, it was sort of my way of standing out. So I left teaching, and when I came back from teaching, I started doing illustrations and just selling them locally, really. I did that for about 12 years, and I developed this style of illustration that is simple enough that it's easy to make it look like the person who you're trying to illustrate. And basically, I turned those into stamps. I am by trade, I'm a wedding illustrator, so I am an illustrator now. I go around the country and I draw the guests live. And these stamps are the exact same style of illustration that I do by hand. Yeah. So what these stamps basically are, the whole brand, the ethos is that we're giving you the opportunity and the tool set to become an illustrator yourself. So we have people building stamp sets in different positions, like the sets that you got today, which are the can't stand still sets. These are the walking and sitting positions. But every single stamp set in our whole range works with every other stamp set. So that's the thing we try to hold in place all the time. Every time you buy another stamp set, they work on their own as their own stamp set. You know, there's so many things that you could do with them. But they also breathe new life into the stamp sets that you already own. For instance, in the last show, we had the custom portrait sets on. I believe it was 4, 5 and 6. They are people who are stood sort of facing the viewfinder, as it were, you know, facing you, slightly off to the side so that you can have them stood together in a natural position. And that's, again, what it's about. It's about creating natural, organic looking illustrations, you know, rather than, they're not wooden, they genuinely look hand-drawn. But then these sets, they work alongside those in that you can use the heads from the other sets, you can use the top half of the bodies with the legs from these sets, and yeah, so it's everyone is almost like an expansion pack of the rest of the range that you already own. So I think the value's there with that. Every new set you buy just adds to your toolkit.
Oh, amazing. I'm loving this already, and I can see there's lots of comments, lots of questions already coming in. Can't believe this. And we're literally 7 minutes into the show. Would you like to see, though, what Josh did for me? So I was pre-recording this morning, and whilst Josh was waiting for us to finish, he actually did this of me. I've never been turned into a stamp. Josh, I absolutely love it. I am framing that, and that is going pride of place in my craft room so that I can see that. And I actually genuinely mean it. I have been a huge fan of Josh's for a long time. I watch him create his magic every single time, and I'm blown away every single time that I just knew that you guys would love him just as much as I do, and as the rest of the craft industry do too. And yeah, I'm really excited about this, and thank you very much for that, because I will tell you a little secret. When he saw me earlier, he could only see this part of me, so I had a shorter dress on. But do you know what he did? Literally turned it into a long, before my very eyes, literally with a white acrylic pen, weren't it?
Yeah, well, that's the thing with the thing I haven't mentioned about the stamps is how adaptable they are with really simple line work. You can basically make that person that you're illustrating be wearing anything. So either with a little bit of masking, with a fine liner pen, you just add to it. So we'll go over that later on in the show, just to show how adaptable they are. Oh,
fabulous. I can't wait. And already loads of people coming in saying good morning. We've got Trudy Bickham, Joanne Christman from Ohio, Diane Hatch says hello from everyone from New Hampshire, Polly Cole said a fabulous day for her, Nancy Walter says hello from Stormy, Indiana, hope you're keeping safe. Angela Newbivot says good morning, Debbie and Josh, got my stamps from Josh ordered and looking forward to seeing the shows. You've got it right, Angela, because you literally need to get hold of these stamps right now and then sit back and watch Josh create his magic. Michelle Dayworth says hi all. Artistic Expression says welcome back. Josh. That's from our lovely Sarah. Christine Mahoney, hello, Debbie and Josh. Went crazy the last time Josh was on and not only bought everything on the show, but basically everything on your website, Josh. I love that. I love that. She said she hasn't had time to play with them yet, but she loves these stamps so much. And Christine, being an artist herself, I can understand why she loves them. We have got, now then, Josh Griffith Studio Lowry and I watching from home.
So that's Susie. Susie is the other half. She's my partner.
Oh,
and she's the other half
Susie.
of the business. She does everything. Lowry is my daughter.
Oh.
She's 8 months, I think, nearly 9 months
She
now.
was a tiny little baby when
She's
I
a
saw her in
tiny little
March.
baby, and she is a handful. So I'm sure Susie's half watching and half stopping her from climbing on the windowsill. So.
I've had a question already. Are we all right to ask this? Tracy on YouTube says, good morning, Debbie, Rachel and Josh. Please ask Josh, did he get his stamp feet from last time as he left them in the studio according to Ben?
Stamp feet.
Did you leave a pair of feet behind?
I often leave pairs of feet behind in the places that I go. They're probably missing from my set, so I'll reunite them. And that's lovely, that as well, because I lose everything. When I do my videos at home and stuff, everything's just stuck to this little Kallax unit that I've got, yeah.
Well, I think it's time we shut up talking and we watch our lovely Josh in action. That is your Showstopper deal that you can see at the side of me here, and the pricing is on the screen in the white boxes for you, of course. We don't have our Club Inspire. This is our Josh and his work. So this is £70 or $99. What was that, Josh? Right, so numbers are already dwindling. If you want this set and you want the Showstopper, then please do get hold of it right now. Pop that in your basket, check out, and then just sit back and watch the shows. And then you know you're guaranteed that you've got them and you're in safe hands by watching the extra tuition that you've got here. But our Josh does do regular live yourself, don't you, Josh?
Yeah, we do a weekly live every Wednesday at 6 on YouTube. It was Facebook, it's moved over to YouTube now because they don't delete the videos on YouTube. And that is to give the support, you know, once you've got the stamp sets, you're not just left to your own devices with them. I am always putting out videos, and we do a weekly live where everybody comes, they all ask questions. You can ask me live to cover something that you want to know about, whether it's, you know, painting techniques, masking, just basically getting the best out of your stamp sets. Because, you know, we give them to you, we want you to have all of the tools and the knowledge and the support to get the absolute best out of them. The other thing I'd mention just before I start as well is after this, head over on Facebook, go on the Beyond Stamping Facebook group, because we've got people on hand to let you in, because you have to, you know, answer the questions and get that in. But the inspiration in that group is amazing. When I made these stamp sets, I did not expect people to do the things that they do with them. You know, I get inspiration myself from this Beyond Stamping Facebook group. So it is the best and the friendliest group ever. Everyone is so supportive. You know, in Facebook groups where sometimes random arguments will break out.
Yes, they do.
And they could be over something as mundane as, like, I don't know, the going anti-clockwise or clockwise, or when you're inking or something like that. But this group, I've never seen it. Everyone is so fantastic, supportive and welcoming, and it's really inspiring. So go and head over there and just, and that again will give you the support that you need.
Fabulous. And Josh has said as well throughout this show and our Craft House 2-hour show that if there's any requests or any questions or anything like that, then please fire them across to Rachel. And whether you're watching on YouTube or they're watching on Facebook, this is live, it's interactive. That's what we pride ourselves on here at Crafters TV. So if there's anything you specifically want to ask or see, please do reach out. And Josh said he was more than happy and more than willing to do that as well.
Yep.
So get those requests in. Right, let's get started then, Josh.
Let's have a go. So I don't plan my demos at all. So I'm always kind of jumping in and just thinking, right, what should we do? I'm going to just show in the kind of simplest way how this set works. So I normally, with my other custom portrait sets, I will start with the feet. And the reason for that is the perspective. So that, you know, once you have the feet down, if something's underneath it, then that's in front. If something's behind it, then that's behind. So But with these ones, I will start with the legs. I'll leave room on here so that we can do more with it. So there's my legs. This is the men's set. So this is Can't Stand Still number 2. There are different body types on there as well, you know, because there are different body types in real life. So we have, you know, we try and make it as diverse as possible.
Well,
and
I
also,
love it, Josh, for that reason, because when you did my portrait, I am a hippie girl.
Yeah.
I've got a bit of a shape to me, and I love that fact that you are. Is it called inclusive?
Inclusive,
I think that's the right word, isn't it? Yeah.
And also they're adaptable in that because they are modular and you can put them, you know, as far apart as you want. You can make. Using the same stamps, you can create someone who's tall or someone who's shorter just by spacing them out and then filling the bits out. Right, so I'm about to include the feet here. So this set is walking and sitting positions, because we've got standing. I thought, right, now we need to be able to create movement, basically to create a story on your make.
Yeah.
But look how quickly this illustration is coming together. And
I was going to say, look at that.
This is what I mean about it being adaptable.
Yeah.
Now, all I need to do, so let me just add a neck in. Now, adding necks in, that was one of the last things that I did on one of my lives. I'm going to add in as well, let's have this person holding, maybe, let me see what I've actually got in the set, because I lose everything. I've got, oh, there we go. They've got a coffee cup.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Oh, so the amount of time that Susie spends trying to organise me, that is a full-time job in itself. So hats off to Susie. Right, we got a little arm here that's holding a coffee cup. So this guy's out for his morning walk. This is what I do when I'm making them. I create the story as I'm going. But when we're adapting these stamp sets, so they're designed in a way that I can now decide, right, so is he wearing a shirt? Is he wearing a jumper? Is he wearing a t-shirt? They're all just, so if I wanted to have him wearing a jumper, say, we'll go like this. And then I would do a line here to create the jumper, and then obviously a line here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that because I've shown you how to do it. So let's have him wearing a t-shirt. So now he's wearing a t-shirt, and you can see how easy that was with that one line. But I've decided now I want him to be wearing a short sleeve shirt. So all I'm going to do is add a little triangle. We'll have the line down there, and then some buttons going down here. I can never remember. It's different on men's and women's, isn't it?
And the women's,
but I don't think anyone's going to go, hold on a minute.
No.
So we've dressed this guy now. Now, colouring them really brings them to life because of the simplicity of them. You can make it any kind of skin tone that you want. You can have any different hair colour. You can, if someone's distinguishable by the sort of clothes that they wear. You know, I've got friends who you'll recognise them from miles away because they're wearing this like one item of clothing. They wear this one, like, I don't know, bright yellow hoodie or something.
Yeah.
You can include this now in the make because you can really personalise it. Now, just as a little, this is a taster of what my lives are like. So, I always tell people my method of painting because sometimes people will look at it and they'll go, you know, oh, I can't do that or something, but you can do it, I promise. My method of painting, I don't claim to be an amazing watercolour artist, but my method of painting lends itself to these stamps perfectly. It's almost like colouring in, but it's the same way you would use markers. I'm going to give this person a stripy shirt, just by doing a few little lines down here.
My goodness me.
No, I'll do a flat wash for whatever skin tone.
Yeah.
But then once that's dried, I'll come back in with that same colour because the nature of watercolour paint is that when you go over it a second time, it'll just intensify that colour. Yeah. So then I'll add a bit of shadow, and that then gives a little bit more of a professional sort of touch. Oh, I forgot to paint his other hand. There we go. And then we got a hair colour. Let's say this guy is like a browny, mousy sort of blonde. Like this. There we go. So this one's, I mean, if he was wearing white shorts, that's already done. But if something is white, then you just put shadow on it like this, in the same way that you would for the skin.
Yeah.
He's going to have white trainers as well. And then I like to put a little bit of shadow on the shirt as well, even if there's a pattern on it. I'll sort of ignore that pattern and just add shadow as if it wasn't there, like that.
You're making this look so super simple, super easy. In like a couple of strokes there, Josh. I mean, I think that's why. Do these stamps lend themselves to watercolour?
They do. They lend themselves to watercolour, ink pens, or pencil crayon.
Yeah.
You know, I've used all of those things to colour. Watercolour just happens to be my preferred method because I've been doing it for so long that I'm so comfortable using watercolour. Sometimes I will do, you know, colour workshops as my live, you know, the weekly live. I mean, have a look at I showed this last time and I think people, I mean, this is what my palette looks like. Now, that is, a lot of people, that's kind of like shock horror. People are probably screaming at their screens at home.
Josh.
But this is the way I colour. I'll find the colours I need. They're all there. Everything pretty much looks black on there, but it isn't, and I'll mix all the colours like that. So I like to keep things cohesive.
Yeah.
So I'll mix it, all the colours are derived from the other colours, and that's just my style. But if you do happen to go on the Beyond Stamping group, you'll see all of the different methods that people have used to colour them. And you know, I've seen them with gold pen, I've seen people even using acrylic to paint them. You know, and there's loads of different methods. But this is just a starter. How quick was that? Oh, let me just pull that back a little bit. I was going to say,
that didn't take. And you've grounded him as well, so you've given him some grounding by adding a little bit of...
A little bit of shadow, yeah. But so, as well as these, they're not on the show, but we have some background sets for different environments that you can put this person in. So I'll save that for later when we've got a bit more time to show how we add these backgrounds. But yeah, on the website, we've got different backgrounds that you can add the person in, and putting them together once you've created your characters is just the most fun thing in the entire world. Sometimes I'll go, you know, I'll say to Susie, right, I'm going to go upstairs, I'm going to do a reel, I'm going to do a make, and I'll be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then like an hour later, Susie comes in and I'm just like sweating over this masterpiece, and I love it. I get lost in how fun it is to use them because the possibilities with them, they're not one and done sort of stamp sets, they're modular, which means I don't know how many elements there are per stamp set. I've never counted them. I could count them right now, but what I would say is because it's combinations of stamp sets, it's in the thousands. You know, what different elements you can create with it. There's, to me, these sets are such high value because it is in the thousands, the different combinations. Just have a look at this. So Tracy Humphreys is one of my makers. She made this, and these are coloured with inks. Now, these are from some of these are made with one of my custom portrait sets, and some of them are made with the Can't Stand Still sets. But you can just see the variation that you can have and how diverse they are, how adaptable they are. Colouring them can make something look completely different. And the main thing about them, I guess, where they stand out, is that what's better than receiving a card or a framed painting that someone's done where they've, you know, it's you in the painting, and that was the kind of gap that I saw when I was creating these stamps. I thought, so many people say to me when I'm at weddings, I wish I could draw, I wish I could draw. Well, now you can, because you're just drawing in my style.
I love that. Honestly, I love that. Could I ask a question, Josh? I know I'm going to come back to some of the social comments, but angel policy. Because often people ask this, especially when you've created, and we bring in third-party guests in and you've created this. What's your angel policy on this?
Just make and sell. So the only thing that we ask is not to, you know, digitally change them and print and mass produce them. We prefer that when you make something, if you're making it to sell, that it's done by hand, because it is your creativity that brings these stamps to life. You are the artist with them. So, I don't like the idea of just kind of going, oh, that's a nice thing, I'll mass produce it and then sell it on. But if you're making handmade Christmas cards, for example, if you go into a craft fair, make and sell as much as you like.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So thank you for that, Josh. And how quick and easy and beautiful did that look? And in seconds. So I'm just going to recap the Showstopper deal for you. Now, I'm going to tell you, we had treble figures when we started this morning. We are down to less than 90 now. So if this, and bearing in mind, this is the wake-up call. So this is just the little tease. We always say early bird catches the worm here at Crafters TV, and we couldn't be further from the truth today because we've still got our craft house at 2 o'clock for a 2-hour show there. Be sure to get yours now so that you can sit back and watch Josh create all of his magic in that show as well. So the Showstopper deal. Now, on the website, the picture of the animals is slightly different to what it is. This is the correct items that you're going to receive. So you are going to receive your evergreen sentiments, which are these here. This is your evergreen sentiments. I said this to Josh at the beginning of the show before we came to air. It's always really handy to have a set of evergreen sentiments. It's nice to have an occasion, but sometimes the evergreen ones for me are a must-have. That's included in your Showstopper bundle. This is your storybook animals stamp set. This is the correct set that you will be receiving. And then you have down here, and if I get this the right way around, am I on stamp set? I'm just going to say stamp set 1. I was like, is that stamp set 1 and stamp set 2?
It's custom portrait number 1.
Thank you very much, because we have got the can't stand still.
Oh wait, sorry, I got it wrong.
Sorry, it's all right. I was just trying to work out which way, because it was so far away.
I'd like to keep you on your toes.
Honestly, the screens are that far away, Josh. I can't see them from which is the female set to the male set. But that is your can't stand still stamp set 1 and 2. So the picture is going to be updated on the website. We're going to get that sorted. That is actually what you're getting. It's £70. It's $99. However, I think we need to just have a little bit of a 5 seconds or a couple of minutes for you to go and check out your baskets, because I've heard it's going absolutely crackers in my ears. So just make sure you get hold of yours. Come and join us on the other side of this break, where we'll get some more craft inspiration from our fabulous Josh Griffiths.
Hi crafty peeps, Victoria here. I love Crafters TV because it shows you the best tips and tricks on how to use your crafty stash. It also connects you with people from all over the world, and nowhere else on Shopping TV you have the opportunity to live chat with other people from the other side of the world, for example, and laugh with them and be there for them when they're having a tough time. But also know that when you're having a tough time, you can switch on Crafters TV and you can go on the live chat, and people will be there for you as well. And when you're having a bad time and not feeling well, when you're a bit down in the dumpster and Crafters TV is going to be on, there's going to be some laughters and there's going to be some fun. And the banter going on between the demonstrators and the demonstrators is just really fun and really good, and sometimes the only laugh you will get when you're not feeling well. So that's personally why I love Crafters TV the most. It's the connection, the personal connection with everyone that's involved in Crafters TV and all the other crafters out there. So thank you, Sarah, from the bottom of my heart for coming up with Crafters TV and for bringing all the good fun and all the crafty tips to us. Yes, thank you. Keep up the good work, and I love you. Bye.
The Crafters Companion warehouse clearance is here, and everything is just £1, $1 or €1. Stamps, dies, paper, markers, and so much more. Shop the warehouse clearance on our website today and save big.
Hi everybody, this is Lynn Bledsoe. You asked me why I like or I love Crafters Companion. Well, it's because I'm not a very good crafter and Companion makes me look better. It makes me look like a better crafter than I am, because I'm not good at design. So I have the layout collection that helps me with design. I don't like to do the same thing over and over. So I have a template library that gives me lots of new ideas and card bases and things to try. I never know what to put on the inside of the card, so I have the compendiums that have all the sayings for cards, and I never know what color combinations to put together and what goes with what, and so all their collections make it easy for me to know what to do. So that is why I love Crafter's Companion, because they make me look like a better crafter and give me ways to do things that I haven't tried before. Thanks. Bye.
And welcome back, everyone, to what is going to be an absolutely fabulous day. Half an hour in, already going mad for our fabulous Josh Griffith stamps, and loving what he's doing so far. For those that are just joining us, I'll just recap. We have got a fabulous Showstopper, brand new today. So Josh, this is his second visit to us here at Crafters TV, and hopefully not his last, because I tell you now, when I say I love his work, I genuinely love what he does with these fabulous stamps. So those 4 stamp sets that you can see at the side of us, that is your Showstopper for today. It's your Evergreen Sentiment stamp set, your Storybook Animal stamp set, and your Can't Stand Still stamp set 1 and 2, for the price that you're seeing on the screen of £70.99. Now, I am aware I've not been met, social-wise, I do apologise, but I've been engrossed watching Josh create that first, using his first technique. So I am going to say a good morning to Lynn Harvey on Facebook, says, "Hi Debbie, Josh, the amazing CTV, the wonderful social superstar, and everyone." Always a mouthful, Lynn, always a mouthful. It's great to have Josh back. He is so talented and his demos are so inspiring. That is lovely. And I think that's the consensus what everybody thinks here. Our fabulous crafting oracle, Nicole Bretherick, or Bretherick Rack, as we've now affectionately nicknamed her, on Facebook. She says, "Hi Debbie and Josh and everyone, so excited to see Josh back. Started collecting from his last visit." Yeah, it's just honestly, they are amazing. I love what the concepts he had and turned them into a stamp form to create and get so creative with them. They're absolutely fabulous. Deb Rich on YouTube says, "I bought this first set when Josh was first on CC. Made a thank you card for my brother and sister-in-law who said it was them to a T. I have had to order today's Showstopper." Amanda Hubbard says, "Good morning, Josh. Missed out on the last Showstopper. I was gutted." Amanda, I hope you're not cooking again. Put them down. You keep missing out on things. You don't want to be missing out today. Get today's Showstopper. It's still available, but the numbers are dwindling and we've still got a 2-hour show to do. We started with a 3-figure sum. We're down to a 2-figure sum, so please do make sure. Laurie Barnett has, whoop, whoop, she says, orders in. Yes, absolutely. And Linda Armstead says, "Good morning from Maryland, everyone. Sorry I'm late." You're not late to the party, Linda. Josh has only done one technique, so we're going to throw straight back over to our fabulous Josh for some more inspiration using his stamps.
Okay, so I thought what we would do, by the way, when I hear where everyone's from in the US, I'd start kind of like fanboying, because to me, like, living in the US is like a dream. I've been to the US so much, like just on personal visits. I did Camp America when I was younger, and I just am so obsessed with the scenery over there, the kind of culture over there. I love it. And when I hear people going, "Oh, I'm from like Nebraska," I'm just like, I wish I was from there. Yeah, in the last place I used to work, sorry, I will talk about what I'm doing in a sec. The last place I used to work, there was always people, you know, because half of the company was US based, and the people would kind of come in going, "Oh God, the drive to work was awful" and stuff, but I'd be on a video call with them and I'd literally be seeing like dolphins jumping out of the ocean behind them and stuff, and I was just like, "Are you joking?" I look out the window and it was grey, and there was a brick wall with an upturned shopping trolley somewhere, and I'd just be like, oh.
Not quite the same glamorous
Not quite.
setting.
I'm not listening to you moaning when you're in California.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, so what I've done is I masked off my man that I made earlier, and now I've decided to have somebody walking by the side of him, which to us is obviously behind. So I masked him off. That was just me tearing bits of maker's tape. This is just, I don't know where this is from, but I'm sure we've got it in the store. It's just low tack maker's tape. I just put it over this guy, and then anywhere now that I stamp, that stamp's going to go behind my guy.
We have something called masket tape, which is on a roll. Basically, you would stamp that image out again, or just cover over, or do what you've just done and turn pieces up to create that.
Exactly, yeah. And that's brilliant because that's one of the things that I get asked about quite a lot is, you know, how do you make it so one person's in front of the other? And that it's a really fun part of the process. Okay, I will just get, and this just means now that everywhere that I stamp, I'm going to make sure that the feet are higher because that means they're behind.
Yeah.
So it turns it into a more dynamic picture then. So let me choose one of the people. I'm going to choose this person here. So a bit of advice when you are applying the heads. We did a live on this because it's something that can be tricky because the way you think of what a neck, where a neck is, you know, the positioning of a neck, it might not necessarily be where it is in a kind of, you know, professional sort of illustration because, I say that and then I've got it a little bit wrong here, but it still looks perfect now that I've adapted it. So a lot of people will, when you're head on, your neck kind of comes below your chin, doesn't it? But side on, as my stamps are, to add a bit of more of a dynamic nature to the illustrations, the neck kind of comes between the chin and the ear somewhere. Okay, so I have stamped my lady in there. She's also going to be holding a coffee. The options are we've got a drill in both sets because originally I put just a drill in the men's set. You know, he's holding a drill, but I thought like that's like I'm saying that women can't do DIY. So I was so I added one because I did it.
Josh, we'll keep it inclusive for everybody.
So now they're both holding coffees. We've also got, you know, empty hands that you can draw things in. And we've got an umbrella element so that you could draw the stick coming from the umbrella and then that adds on to a rainy day maybe. So now I can take away my tape to reveal the illustration now. So, and then I can paint my lady in. I should be not covering this up because it's one of the most satisfying things to watch, I think, taking away the masking tape. Yeah,
it's like the masking fluid. I think Pebio did a masking fluid that we used to have. I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah.
It's like that rubber gum that you just put down, let it dry.
It's like
do
liquid
all your background
latex
techniques
sort of
and
thing.
then rub away. Yeah. That looks so cool.
So here's the lady now. Again, just by adapting it, I could have her. One thing I like to do is show what it's like if we draw on a pair of dungarees. Dungarees are quite trendy.
They are indeed.
Ben told me last time that he had a pair of dungarees.
Ben did?
Ben, yeah.
I have yet to see a
very
picture of Ben in his dungarees.
I would like to see a picture of Ben looking a bit kind of children's TV presenter in his dungarees. I can't remember what colour he said they were though.
I tried a pair of dungarees on. They just didn't do anything for me. So I'm definitely not a dungaree girl. Although my daughters, they love their dungarees.
Oh, Susie wears dungarees sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. And you know what? Because I'm going to turn hers into shorts as well. Just because I think it'll look nice. So, nice pair of dungaree shorts. Like this. There we go. And then I'll add the shadow in and everything here. Let me just paint this. So I'm always aware when I'm painting, on TV especially, that, you know, you're not buying paints. So why would I keep showing the painting? But it's such a big part of the product is painting them, you know, or colouring them in whatever way that you prefer, that it just brings them to life. And that's the thing that makes them your illustrations. You know, you stamp it, you do the positioning, you create these little worlds, because that's what it's all about, is creating worlds. I sometimes refer to them as world building stamp sets. So the painting, I like to show it because it's the thing that I think a lot of people could potentially be a bit put off by, you know, because someone might look at it, and I hate the idea of this, but I hate the idea of someone looking at it going, I couldn't do that, because you can do it, I promise you. And if you're struggling, we're there to help. I'm always a message away, and you know, if you ask any of the people either in the Beyond Stamping group or our current customers, once, you know, you can message me and say, you know, Josh, I'm struggling with this. Sometimes I'll just send you a video recorded through me little glasses.
Oh, those glasses. They're amazing. We were all in awe of Josh's glasses. We call them like a spy pair of glasses because they're absolutely fabulous, aren't they?
Yeah.
But that's how you use and create your content, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, use the glasses, and then, but it just makes it easy. And I'll, you know, recently someone asked me, I think it was masking, so doing what we're doing right now. You know, how do you do this? And I just sent a quick video back to them because I love it. Yeah. I love it. And any chance to disappear upstairs while Susie watches the girls. Okay, so I've drawn my my other person in, and because we used a bit of that masking, that has now created a dynamic illustration, and it looks hand-drawn, because it is hand-drawn at the end of the day. These are my hand-drawn illustrations. So, you know, it's not that you're just stamping. You are the creative one. I'm just giving my sort of hand-drawn style over to you. But, so, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue this illustration throughout the hours that we're here in little bits, and we'll build it up into a really nice sort of showstopper piece.
Oh, that's good, because we have had a lovely lady called Thea. It says premium in brackets on YouTube. It says, can Josh create a background, please? So would you be able to develop that? Of course, yeah.
Shall I do that now?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Alison Mason says on Facebook that you are so calming to watch, Josh. You are so calming to watch. We just had a little slight crash bang wallet there moment with one of the pictures falling down. But yeah, she says she's so calming to watch, and you make it look so easy. But yeah, and Artistic Expressions by Sarah on YouTube says she bought the Showstopper last time, and since then she's bought every set that you offer from your website. She absolutely loves working with them, and it's very easy. I will tell you though, they are dwindling. So I said to you a minute ago, we're down to less than 80 now, and we'll just tell you right now, we had triple those numbers. So please do, if you want to grab hold of them whilst you can, the Showstopper, that's the deal that you're seeing on the screen for all 4 sets that we'll recap for you again in a moment, but please don't hang around. We had sellout after sellout the last time Josh was here. I can feel it in my bones that it's going to happen again. So we have had a request though, if we can have a little look at some of your samples before we continue of the things that are around you, Josh, using these fabulous stamp sets. Yeah, brilliant. So let's go to this side first. So now this background here, this is so I've got a set of free downloadable PDF, hand-drawn, but they're on my website as free downloadable PDF. So my website is joshgriffithstudio.com. And if you go on there and you scroll down on the home screen, there's a button that says something like free downloadable PDF files. And you can print these and use them as the backgrounds, but they're all hand-drawn by me, so that means that they're already in the same style as the illustrations in the stamp. So it's a pre-made background. They're a bit sort of mixed media, but they're still my hand-drawn elements. Now that one was hand-drawn. When I look, let me put that back, so otherwise I'll ruin this lovely display. This one here was a background. I believe, so I stamped, this is a stamped done, partially drawn background. Any drawing that I do is always incredibly simple and minimal. And I know that's easy for me to say because I'm an illustrator, but I'll show you later. They're just additional tiny bits of line art that I will show you how to do
that will add to your illustrations. I have 2 fabulous makers. We have got Rachel, who's from Mother Duck Crafts. I think Mother Duck. I may be getting that wrong. Susie will correct me on the thing if I'm wrong. But that's Rachel Field. But this one is Tracy Humphrey. So Tracy's is Tracy Humphrey's Craft.
Yeah.
And she makes these. They are so good. Everything she makes is so dynamic. But you can see here, a lot of these are from the Storybook Animals #2 set, which we have on the show. And then some sentiment sets as well. What else do we have? Oh, so here is basically what we're creating today. And again, these are all elements from that, one of our background sets. But you can see what I mean, where they act as something to enhance those sets you've already got.
Yeah.
The reason that I came up with the idea for the Can't Stand Still sets was because everyone seemed to love the custom portrait sets so much, and people had started to do things like create their own books with these sets, you know, for their grandchildren.
Oh, yeah.
And even some that they're planning to, you know, to make into something. But I wanted there to be movement in the illustration, because to me, that's the sort of difference between drawing and illustration, is that illustration to me has that kind of the movement in it. So we've tried to capture that in the stamp sets, but they are modular, so you can build them yourself. Have a look at this one
I
here
love
now.
that, Josh. Is that from one of your makers?
Now, I want Susie to correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is Paula Morgan Brown who made this. I'm so sorry if I've got the wrong name, but I am terrible with names. Susie's amazing, so she should be the one on the camera. But look at that. That's one of my customers made that using a printable background, which she adapted and she inked herself. And then she has put together a stamped illustration of her friend and her friend's dog from one of our other sets. The dog kind of works in the same way. You add different heads and tails and stuff. But yeah, and then added a bit of shadow, and it's incredible. You could see something like that being sold at, you know, one of those really fancy craft fairs.
Oh, and with a fair, hefty price tag.
Exactly, yeah.
Because I've been to those craft fairs and I've seen, so eye-watering some of those prices.
Yeah, they
you could be doing this yourself, though, couldn't you?
But the thing is, though, you have that added aspect that it's bespoke, because you can make it for the person, and that represents that person who you're making it for, so it adds an extra layer on there. And then this one here, so this was, I am gonna put this,
Bless you.
I'll put it down here.
It took us ages trying to find something to prop it up with this morning.
So this one here was an illustration that I put together in one of my weekly lives.
Yeah.
So we did this in less than an hour. It took.
Less than an hour?
Less than an hour, because the animals are all designed to sort of interact a little bit. Originally, my idea was to have them all kind of looking up at the stars.
Yeah.
So the night sky was a perfect thing to have. I love the little bat. And I always say, like, bats never get a chance to be cute. They're always Halloween, but I wanted to include a cute bat. It's that inclusivity again.
Exactly,
Yeah.
I love it. Even to the animals, an inclusive club there.
But then we just included that little background. I showed how to paint this, and then I did it as a live giveaway, which we often do on the lives. And this is Catherine Forrester's. I'm going to be sending it to her after this, but she kindly said that I could bring it on the show. So thank you, Kathy.
That is so, honestly, that is so good. And seriously, absolutely beautiful samples there of what you can be creating using them. I've had a question from you, from Laurie, who said, Josh, what about a set featuring gym or workout options? Could that be on the horizon?
Well, so the nature of the stamps is, again, it's adaptability. So I have something like that in the works, but it's more, for me, about adding as many different elements in one set, which allows you to adapt the sets that you already own. So rather than doing a gym set with you know, that's specifically, couldn't speak then, specifically, you know, people who are doing gym stuff, the Can't Stand Still set, or I've got other custom portrait sets on the website, like Express Yourself, which have more expressive body positions. I'll have sets that work with those so that you can turn those into gym, you know, just give them gym elements, and then that's a kind of gym. And same thing with, you know, different professions, you know, for making things like thank you teacher cards at the end of the year, like bespoke ones that really have a picture of them. And yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing, bringing out accessory sets in the near future.
That's amazing. And Rachel, check this, because she's in your group, our lovely social media superstar. She's in your group because she bought the sets last time and she joined your group.
Brilliant.
She said, yes, it's Paula Morgan Brown. She's in that group and she just had a quick check.
Fantastic.
So
I'm so glad I remembered
that.
properly. Thank you, Paula.
And our lovely Sheila's watching. Morning, Sheila. Are you meant to be a day off today, Sheila, watching the shows? That's true dedication. But she said, Josh is amazing, isn't he? She loves your talent, your creativity and all of your work, Josh. The leg stamp that you left behind last time is in Studio 2 on the ink carousel, just in case you haven't already got it.
That is organisation.
She's so, honestly, that lady, since she's joined us, oh, she's breathed literally a breath of fresh air into the studio. She has. We absolutely love having her with us. So not much love to you, Sheila, and thank you for that. But yes, that is fabulous. And Laurie just got back. She went, yay! So she's really happy with that answer that you've just said about the gym workout one. So yeah, today is all about Josh Griffith's studio, all of his fabulous work, where you can get these amazing stamps. Today is all about the latest showstopper that we're bringing you, which is the Evergreen Sentiment stamps. You've got the Storybook Animal stamp set, the Can't Stand Still stamp set 1 and stamp set 2. So it's the full collection with, well, I say, it feels like a gazillion stamps around there, Josh, to be able to create all of that work, which is just absolutely fabulous. And for £70 and $99, do you know, if this was you were making to sell bespoke pieces, what a small investment to make to be able to literally grow your business. It literally is. So I absolutely love them. I love what Josh does. So I'm going to stop talking because we've only got about 8 minutes left, Jamie? About 8 minutes. Let's carry on with what our Josh is going to show us.
Okay, so although this set isn't on the show, it will enhance what we're doing here. So I thought we'd use just that little bit of time left to just add this, because I will use the Storybook Animals set properly, given the time they deserve in the next show. But I'm going to treat this like it's one of my lives, and we're going to add a load of little elements in here, and then we're going to bring this scene to life. We'll see whether we can do it in 7 minutes. So I've added, there's a little tree stump there. We've got different tree elements, and I can almost taste the autumn in the air. I am obsessed by, like Christmas, I love. And I think as a crafter that's pretty standard, but I'm not a massive fan of the heat in the summer and stuff like that. You know, we've just bought a camper van, you know, for the family, and I'm looking forward to the autumn when it's all the trees go, you know, orange and purple and brown and stuff, and it's I just can't wait. So that's the scene.
Have you been out in your camper van yet?
Once we went for a little family holiday.
Yeah.
It was absolutely lovely. It was bliss.
So many of our viewers will know that my eldest daughter, she lives in Bristol, but unfortunately the apartment that she's lived in for the last 12 years, they've sold right. the flat. So she bought a camper van. She's living in Bristol in a camper van.
Really? Do you know what? There was a time when I'd have been like, oh, that must be difficult, but I love it. It's like a little flat that you can drive around.
Exactly. It's taking you home around with you, isn't it?
And it's cleaner than our house, I'll tell you that.
I was going to say, just on a smaller scale. But I suppose these kind of things, though, you can take away with you on holiday, and you can do all those kind of things.
People do. Yeah, there's a few people in our sort of crafty family who will go away, and I've seen people in Anglesey who will stamp onto rocks and paint the rocks. blocks
Yeah.
and leave them around angles. So it's really lovely, and people
wow.
have these little sets. So I've stamped in just a few elements there. Now I'm going to bring it to life with a few little squiggles, and this is the sort of thing I will show you how to do on my lives. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting a little kind of what's the word? Little horizon line.
Yeah.
I'll add a few more little twigs and stuff. I'm not picky at all. When I do this, it is just a case of me filling out the space. And then a few wiggly lines to finish these bushes. Some there and there. And that is pretty much
Wow.
sorted. Then, I don't know if we've got the time, but 5 minutes. So I'm going to get this painted in 5 minutes.
No way.
Well,
No
that's
way,
so
Josh.
the nature of the stamps is that because they're quite small, but they're the perfect size for card making and for, you know, doing little home decor pieces. It makes it so that painting them isn't in any way. I mean, I know as crafters we love painting anyway, but there's nothing laborious about it. It's an activity in itself. It is so relaxing. Now let me show you how I would paint the trees, because it's coming up to autumn. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just come in with some greeny yellow blobs first, fill out the space, and I don't like to be picky. I'll fill out the space like that. I'm going to add a bit of red, and really you know, you can't really go wrong with the colours that you're adding, because
I think this is what I love about as much as I love alcohol pen colouring, what I always think is a really good one to, like you're showing it, is watercolour. And we've got lots of different watercolour options on the website. Many of you will already got our aqua pens, our paint palettes, but I think it just shows you how quick and easy it is to lay down that colour and build up that without, and I don't mean this in the wrong way, but without much skill.
Well, that's exactly
it. makes it nice
This
and
is what,
easy. That's what I love about watercolour. Anybody could pick up a paintbrush and do this.
exactly, and I try and get that across to people who perhaps haven't sort of gained the confidence in painting yet. I am not a great painter. This is just my own sort of style, but it lends itself so well to these stamps and these illustrations that you don't have to be, you know, a fantastic artist. And as you paint and you gain the confidence, then you become a great artist, because that's what the stamps are for. They're to give you that, you know, they're there almost as stabilizers for you to become an illustrator yourself. Then how much time do we have left?
About 2 minutes, Josh.
Right, that's enough. That is enough time. I'll manage it. But I mean, it's pretty much done as it is now. I'm just going to add in some warm kind of sky tones here. Here's a little technique. I'll just paint in the sky, but I'll dab bits away, and then that ends up becoming a cloudy sky.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Like this. And there we are. It'd just be a few little extra bits would just be, you know, putting shadow in rocks, putting shadow on one side of your little rocky stump. And shadows, again, are one thing that are going to really make the painting. So when we do shadows, which is another thing that we cover in these lives, just don't do it half-heartedly. The shadows can be their own feature in your painting.
That looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. I can't believe how quick you have just literally turned that into beautiful background. A little bit of detail there in the background.
That's it. And I
laid
could
down that colour so quick.
I could keep going with this forever, but what I don't like to do is overcomplicate things. I like the elements in the set, they speak for themselves. So this man and the lady in the Can't Stand Still sets, they are the main feature. The background is just there as an extra thing to enhance them a bit and give them somewhere to live.
That looks absolutely amazing. Mind blown. Yes, Flabber is gathered. Literally, What? I just love that. I absolutely do. And you guys have been loving it too. So I'm going to recap. The Showstopper is there for you. We are coming back though at 2 p.m. here in the UK with a 2-hour show where Josh is going to delve a little bit more into his world with his fabulous stamps and bring those stamps to life with the lovely illustration that is done. And I'm going to say it now, Josh, it's absolutely incredible. Your work that you've brought us today is stunning. And I can see you've got your glasses on. Are you doing a bit of recording?
Am I allowed to?
Of course you are.
All right, okay.
Yeah, of course you are. Yeah, absolutely. We're
I'll
loving
put it on my story.
But literally the most amazing stamp sets, and I can't wait to see what you're going to do, because look what he's done in an hour, guys. Absolutely amazing. Thank you to everybody who's messaged in. Don't forget, we will see you here at 2 p.m. for a 2-hour show full of inspiration using Josh's fabulous stamps. So we'll see you in an hour. Bye for now.